Okay, so we're reacting to, I think, that same interviewer that interviewed that same girl with the red
The girl in the
dress.
red dress.
Yeah, that same guy. He's interviewing a girl and asking her if it's okay if guys cheat, and vice versa, if it's okay if girls cheat.
If they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say we were together. Would you tolerate cheating from me?
Of course, I would.
Now, why is that?
Because men biologically cheat. Because you can go sleep with a girl right now, and it's just pleasure. For example, we're surrounded right now by a shit ton of amazing clubs. You can walk into the club right now, get super drunk, and just have a one-night stand, but you're still coming home to me, sleeping with me, providing for me, and doing everything you're supposed to. It's just biologically made that
Everything
men
goes.
are going to go ahead and cheat because it's just pleasure. You know what I mean?
Ah,
It's
it's just
status,
pleasure.
basically, when men cheat.
But when
Who cares
women
about
cheat,
loyalty?
It's disrespect because when we cheat, it's a connection. Like, we cheat with intention, we cheat with emotions. You guys don't cheat with emotions, we do. So
She's telling on you
I don't
guys.
think a man should stay with a
don't
woman that
claim
cheats
her.
on her.
now why wouldn't you feel insecure by finding out that I, was blowing another chick's back out?
As women, you're meant to be feminine and protect of the home and stay with your partner and take care of the kids. So if you're providing for me and doing everything you're supposed to, I would definitely tolerate cheating. But if it's a 50-50 relationship, it's like, I'm your roommate. Why are you like making me downfall? Like, that's not cool.
Your vagina.
Why are you making me downfall?
That's why her vagina probably smells like mayonnaise.
I don't know.
Mayonnaise. How would you know, Jade? I guess apparently Jade's had enough girlfriends in her day.
I'm just
Too
using
much
my
cheese on the taco.
using my imagination.
What do you think about that? What's your opinion on that?
It's a no for me. It's definitely a no. Well, it's like men can get like just as, tied up with a woman as a girl can a man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not she's saying that they can't get tied up with emotions, which they can. And I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. I think she's just
It's kind of tolerated in Latin culture. It's kind of accepted, especially in South America.
Just letting the man do.
Brazil. It's well known that they tend to cheat. They tend to screw around. And the women, for the most part, tend to put up with it.
I think the thing is that in like Latin culture, well, at least in South America, the men do cheat, but they never leave the woman they're with. So I feel like in her case, she probably knows he's never going to actually leave her. He just wants to mess around, which is sad. It's kind of like degrading. But at the same time, whoever he's hooking up with,
they get to. It's like a degrade for
it's
them.
just like, don't think you're going to be wifey material. This is just
yeah.
for the fun
It's
time.
just sex.
Yeah, and then his real girl is the one at home.
Would you put up with a guy who's cheating on you like that?
No, absolutely not.
Jade?
No. That's a no for me. No.
That's insane.
Huh. Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't stay with a woman who's disloyal. I mean, the number one most important thing to us guys is we want loyalty. We want a woman that's loyal to us. That's why we don't like it when a woman gives out her phone number or goes out for drinks with a guy from the office or has dinner one-on-one with her boss or a guy from the office or somebody that she knows in business or a guy that's just a friend. Because what she's basically doing is going out and giving the other guy an opportunity to seduce her. Because the lady's not going to do things like that. Somebody that's family oriented, I mean, and you're married or whatever, you live together, you got kids. It's like she'd be mortified if she was out at a work function with her boss or a guy from work and maybe her in-laws saw her there. They'd think that any normal person would think, wow, you're cheating on my son.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wouldn't do something like that. Whereas somebody that's a liar and a cheater, they're not happy, so they don't give a shit. They're
Right.
going to do what they want. I had a video newsletter I did this morning. It was a cop. People in law enforcement are like the worst. Some of the worst stories of cheating and bullshit and fuckery going on in relationships happen with people in law enforcement. Maybe it's just the type of work, but this particular newsletter, I know you watched it. It was one of the ones I filmed today. Did you edit all those yet or no?
No,
You're still working on it. So what she's doing is that she's, sleeping with a guy that was married. She was sleeping with one of her lieutenants, and because he was in a position of authority, it got found out. He was married. He got fired. He lost his job. Nothing happened to her, but he got fired, and then she was hooking up with a guy who was he was a firefighter, he's married, and then the wife found out about it, and this is like one of the craziest things I've heard. I haven't seen that yet, in all the 20 years I've been doing this. So somehow the wife is like, hey, stay away from my husband. Oh, and by the way, here's a video of us fucking. So she sends it in to this girl, this female cop, and she's like, oh, yeah? Well, here's a video of me fucking your husband. I was like, what do you think of that? This shit's going on. I'm going, oh, man. And this guy's going, do you think it's a good idea to date her? It's like, it's good to have fun with somebody like that, but that's some serious Jerry Springer shit. That's going on. So that was one of the craziest stories I've heard.
She emailed you that story?
No, it was the male cop that's dating her and hooking up with her.
Oh.
And so she kind of has a reputation of, several married guys. She's been the other woman, doesn't mind. And I mean, that's just a crazy story to get into a back and forth. Oh, yeah? Well, look what your husband did to me the other night. Oh, yeah? Here's what my husband did to me this past weekend. Yeah. He's all mine. Stay away from my man. And they're sending this stuff back and forth. I was like, what?
That's ridiculous.
And so all that gets through the department. So her reputation is that she sleeps around. She's kind of a home wrecker. And he's like, man, but she's so hot.
And she's a cop too, or just a regular
she's
girl?
a cop too.
So
she's in another agency, but it's like maybe like a city right next to his or whatever, different police department. Mm-hmm. But it's like everybody knows about her because she's hot, number one. So the guys all talk, and plus lieutenant getting fired because he was cheating. I mean, there was a big case. I think it was last year, where there was this woman, married, a cop.
Alabama.
And she's fucking like 5 other guys in her department. And all the 5, if I remember right, all the 5 guys that were fucking her, they all got fired.
No, she's the only one that got fired.
She's the only one that got fired?
She's the only one that got fired.
I thought the dudes got fired too. Are you sure about that?
I think so.
Because she's now like suing the department for discrimination.
Because she's the only one that got fired.
Yeah.
She got like $155,000 for it or something like that.
And I think her husband probably stayed with her.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
But that's why she was suing, because she's the only one that got fired out of all the people.
I thought those guys all ended up getting let go. I thought I read that. Because you see her in memes all the time.
Maybe recently, but the last one I read.
Because this is about a year and a half, 2 years ago that this all happened. It was all over the internet, all over Twitter. People were laughing about it.
What's wrong with these people?
Gosh. These are the people that are enforcing our laws. It's like some of the craziest shit that I hear, relationship and dating and affairs. It's like, it's people in law enforcement.
Can't those videos that are going back and forth between the 2 girls catch up with the cop, the woman cop, and get her fired?
Well, she fucked her lieutenant and nothing happened to her. He got fired, but she did. Because he was a superior officer.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
So, it's fucked up. What's your next
Can't trust any cop women now. Gotta be on the lookout for those.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Bolo.
Nurses.
Yeah.
People in the military.
Yeah.
People in law enforcement.
It's always
bartenders. Those are like the top ones. It's like when I've been doing this 20 years, and so I've done thousands of phone sessions, countless emails, and it's like you see the same pattern over and over, the same kind of careers. It's just, character's destiny. It doesn't mean everybody in those careers cheats. It's just whatever reason there's a high incidence.
Well, they're always with their job most of the time, and they're with other people more than they own.
Yeah, they're dealing with bodily fluids and people dying and gunshot wounds and life and death every day. You kind of get desensitized to that a little bit. So I suspect that's probably why that happens.
Bartenders see people die? They have bodily fluids?
Well, we were talking about nurses.
Yeah.
Or people in the military or cops.
Yeah.
The bartenders, it's like you got a hot female bartender. It's like she's constantly going to have mostly male clients. She's always going to get hit on, no matter what. And just, a woman that's in that kind of a job that's just not loyal and doesn't value it, she's going to give out her number and hang out with those guys. Or go to dinner with a guy that's a friend or one of her best customers because she feels guilty. Because she doesn't want to reject him because then he might stop coming in and giving her all that money. So
I think it's mostly coworkers. I think in that industry, mostly it's coworkers you're sleeping with rather than the customers.
It's just anything and everything. Sometimes it's coworkers, sometimes it's clients, customers that come in. It's like I've seen anything and everything. But like I said, female bartenders cheat a lot.